Power 92. We are number one in the streets.
Power 92, we are number one in the streets. Your girl, Money Mayha, make some noise for Common!
Yes, what's up? What's going on, man?
Dr. Common, hold up.
Yeah, I got that doctorate. I must say that was monumental for me to go back to my school that I went to, Florida A&M.
Right?
Historical Black College, and to go there and just, they surprised me. I didn't know I was going to get that doctorate.
You got the whole honorary doctorate degree.
Honorary doctorate. Like, I was looking out at the families, like black families, man, and I just was like, man, this is amazing to see the students, like, you know how hard the families work to get there.
Absolutely.
You know, so I was actually speaking at the graduation, and that was already an honor. I was like, man, I'm back at the school. I left FAMU to pursue my music. So to go back there and be able to speak at the graduation, then they were like, yo, we giving you a college, we giving you an honorary doctorate. I didn't know till I was on stage, and I was like, man.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell.
Yo, when they gave me that, I walked over to the mic like, I love y'all, I love y'all.
It looked
happy.
like you were really taken back by it.
Yeah, I wore that robe. I kept on the robe and the cap and gown for I flew to the next city in the air. I was on the plane with that joint on.
So that means it meant a lot to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about the project, Let Love.
Thank you.
I'm so sad, though, because I missed the YouTube thing last night.
Oh, yeah.
So can you talk about that? Because it seemed like you were going to dissect the records.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so we filmed a YouTube listening session, which was incredible because, we had people who were fans of the music and loved my music sitting there. And so they got to ask questions as I played. Well, actually, I would play the songs, and then I would talk about how we created the songs and what my thought process was behind it and why I created it. And then, eventually we opened it up for them to talk and ask questions. I just asked them what songs they liked the most. It was real, just organic, and I loved getting to do that. I love getting to connect with the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and,
was that live? Can I go back and watch it?
Yeah, you can go back and watch it. It was real dope, man. We had filmed it a little while ago, but then, YouTube, man, they really support, and they hit me with some billboards in Times Square. It's like, I feel like a kid again, like, whoa, like I got an album out.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing, people are aware that I have music coming out. That makes me feel just great, man, because I love hip-hop. I love music.
And we love you because you're so hip-hop. We were trying to figure out what the word was.
Yeah.
I was like, it's more than hip-hop head.
Yeah.
It's way more than that to me.
Yeah, well, hip-hop is my entryway into the way I've been able to perform and do music. But I love just music. And I look at it as to me, it's about soul. And soul is essentially just offering who you are. And that's what I do in my music, and I try to, do that anywhere I go. Whether I'm just greeting somebody on the street,
right,
or whether, I'm in a film and I'm acting and I'm bringing that character to life, I try to bring the soul to things, because that's what, we all got souls.
What's interesting now that you're saying that, as I was going through, because I read the YouTube comments, and it was one of your interviews, somebody said that they were at one of your shows for this tour, and they said it was life-changing.
Wow, yeah.
So I'm curious to know what is happening at the tour that is making people feel like you've got to experience this. When he said life-changing, I was like, what is Common doing?
Wait, you need to be there. Huh? Right. You're like, hold up, I might show up.
What is he doing?
No, I love storytelling, right? So this tour is like the combination of the music that I've done throughout the years, along with the new music from the new album. I'm doing some of those songs, even before they came out, even before the day, because we've been on tour for a month and a half.
Right.
But I also put a theater aspect to it. It's like monologues, and it's a story.
Okay.
And the story is a journey of a person going through different things, and it's spirituality to the show no matter what. But this, I kind of examine, I'm very open and vulnerable in this show, and I bring the aspects of acting to it, so people feel that experience, and I'm glad that they saying it's life-changing.
That was incredible.
Yeah, because I feel like I want to do things that have higher purpose too. look, I'm gonna go up with the rhymes. I'm gonna send it up and just do my thing, and I'm a MC, and I want people to get lit from that. But I also want to be able to change lives. I also look at these microphones and say, man, we got a duty. I got a duty to do something and say something that can spark somebody's life, because people deal with a lot of stuff.
You're right.
So,
and I feel like with this album, like, I just got to let you know how much I appreciate how open you are with this album. Just, you really delved into, like, what's been happening, what happened to you. So is it weird for you to be so open? Like, was there any hesitation, any fear?
Nah, to be honest, music has been one of the best outlets for me to be open. And I always considered my music personal and honest in itself. It's just this time I've been more open talking about therapy, talking about being molested.
Right.
I was able to do that because I, was going through that myself. Like, no matter what, like, if I wrote a song about abortion, because that was something that I had dealt with. I wrote a song called Retrospect for Life, and it was me and Lauryn Hill. And I talked about what was going on in my life. Well, this, I'm talking about what's going on in my life, and part of it just seems, it seems so, like, not revolutionary, but it's like places you don't hear people go, because it's like,
Facts.
as a man, you don't hear men talking about, I'm going to therapy. I'm trying to, trying to work on myself in that way. As a black person, you don't hear brown people either. I've been to so many places where I've been doing these prison visits, and man, I met so many women and men who talked about being abused sexually or abused, and that turned into violence for them, and they ended up in prison. And I started realizing, like, man, so many of us go through stuff and we don't talk about it.
Absolutely.
So first of all, therapy is one thing. Whatever your method of healing, you got to heal that trauma.
That's so true, because I don't know if people realize that it bleeds into your adulthood.
Oh, man, it
You
definitely
know what
does.
I mean?
And then you like, man, what's wrong with me? Why ain't like you can have like certain riches and everything, but you still could not be happy. Or you may not have those, but you still as an adult are dealing with a lot of issues, and it bleeds. You carry that with you. It's a lot of things that we go through as youngins, we carry it with us. So our communities, black and brown, deserve like the same access that a lot of other communities get. And that is like mental wellness and health support. And those things, some things therapy may work for somebody. Spirituality is another aspect of it. It may be mindfulness. I feel like I want to bring those things to our communities and say it's all right to be.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right to need some help. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we do.
We do.
I needed it, and people would look at me and be like, oh, man, this bro, he got it. He got, he doing
Absolutely.
it. But I felt it's my duty to say, hey, I'm a happy person. I'm an optimistic person. I love them, and I'm great. I'm feeling great, but I still got things that I'm dealing with, and I got to work on those things. And these are some of the ways that I do it. So I wanted to tell that. I started telling it in the book, but then the music just started taking over, and I was like, I got to express a lot of stuff in the music, and I did.
I appreciate you continuing that conversation, because I know it's been happening more and more lately.
Yeah.
But I feel like people need this.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that you took that angle. You even talk about, which to me really just struck something, but you talk about forgiveness in your Sway interview.
Yeah.
And I think something I learned probably in the last 2 years is forgiving someone who isn't sorry.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, let me say,
what's your stance on it? Yeah.
My stance is like, when you think about forgiveness, think about it also not only for that person, but think about it for yourself, because if you hold anger, you hold resentment, that weighs down on you. Those things actually, stress and stuff like that, turn into disease. It turn into like stuff that will mess up your health.
Facts.
And your happiness will be like detoured, and you won't be able to be the best person you could be because of something somebody else did. It's like, man, it's basically saying like, don't carry their weight. If they messing up and did something wrong, like, it ain't no need for you to have to carry their weight. You could be like, I don't like that. You don't allow that to happen. but you could also be in forgiveness so that you can move forward and not weigh down on you. But then you also do it for them too, in hopes that they could be better at some point. So that's my concept on it. It's not always easy. Like
No,
you
it's
gotta
not.
work at it. Like it's days where somebody does something to me and I'm like ready to snap.
Facts.
And I gotta just
I'm
like
already
I gotta
knowing.
figure out like, okay, what can I do to calm myself?
What do you do to like snap out of that real
Yeah.
quick?
I mean, sometimes I just try to take a deep breath, and also I do my best to step away and like think about what the consequences would be, and like really, like, do I have to go to the level that they may be at? Meaning, I don't have to go low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The great Michelle Obama said it. We go high when they go low, and that's everyday life, emotional ways. Like it's times where I can be in conversation with somebody I love, and they trying to draw me in on something, and I gotta catch myself. I think one of the things is like almost like just kind of taking a look outside yourself, like looking at yourself and being like, do I really need to encounter in this? Is this worth it?
Yeah,
And,
because
like,
that's all on you. Like you
Yeah.
take that wherever you go.
yeah, and you also, like you could be having a great day and somebody just, man, or you could be having a bad day and they don't need to add on to it. Like and that's what I really started feeling like overall as a society. There's so much news and bad news being reported that I don't want to take all that in every day and keep taking that in. So I just be like, yo, what am I gonna do to get in a positive space?
Absolutely.
And that's why the whole Let Love thought process is about. Like, that's really just saying, man, what can we do to be optimistic? What can I do that will keep me in a great space and feeling better about myself in the day and the way I treat others?
I love that. Because even the book kind of has Let Love in the title, right?
Yeah, it's called Let Love Have the Last Word.
Right.
That's actually where the album title came from, because the album is essentially it's inspired by the book. Like, it's not a musical component where it's chapter to chapter, but it's like inspired, saying like some of the subject matter I talk about in the book, I let the music go there too, like those deeper things. But then again, to be honest, some of the things I started talking about in the music, I ended up putting in the book too. So they kind of fed each other. But that whole concept, Let Love Have the Last Word, is what I'm doing my best to live.
I love that. What are your favorite records off of this new album?
Off the new album, my favorite records are the intro is called Good Morning Love. I love that. It's featuring this artist named Samora Penderhughes, who's one of the producers on it. Another one of my favorite songs is called Forever Your Love. That's a song to my mother, and I'm talking about how important she's been to me and how much she means to me and how I learned from her. And that's featuring BJ the Chicago Kid.
Shout out to BJ.
BJ, yeah, that dude is, man, I love him, man.
He's good people.
Yeah, he's super good.
Even his album that just dropped is amazing.
Yeah, that dude is, man, he's super talented. Man, yeah, hopefully we'll go out and do some shows together because BJ is dope.
Facts.
Yeah.
He really is. He's
Yeah.
super humble, kind of got the same vibe you got, just real laid back and chill.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see him on the album. I just had him the other day and he didn't mention it to me. So I'm like, thank God this is here.
Yeah.
The two that I'm really rocking with is probably the two that you've heard everybody rock with, but it's
Which one?
Hercules. And I just love the energy for that one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Hercules, I love Hercules.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
it's raw as hell to me.
You right. Yeah, that joint
Yeah.
is raw. Like, and
Seeing you perform it too has been dope.
yo, I love.
It really has
I
been.
love getting to perform that song.
Yeah.
It's like I can't even hold myself back when I'm performing. I just like.
I can tell.
Yeah, it's like, and Swiss just add another energy to it. It's produced by the producers of the album, Kareem Riggins, Samora Penderhughes, and Bernice Travis, but Swiss came and brought a whole nother energy with his ad-libs in the chorus.
Yeah.
So I love performing that. What's the other song?
The other one is Her Love.
Yeah.
I like the it's like a part two.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like a I love you hip hop kind of record.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely, I definitely was in the mindset of like, okay, I wrote I used to love her 25 years ago. What do I feel about hip hop now?
Exactly.
Yeah, and what I felt and what I'm saying on that song is that I really appreciate and love the culture for what it is. And I'm grateful that it's been so good to my life. Hip hop has been the reason why I've been able to go to the White House and see first Black president and First Lady Michelle Obama.
Like, I know you guys are.
Right. Yeah, but I'm saying hip hop has been one of the reasons I've been able to do that and see the world and actually be able to come here and open up a school and do things. It's like, man, I really value it. And then I wanted to acknowledge how the new generation is dope. Like, it's like the new generation is bringing like new stuff to the game. And people from other eras sometimes like mistake it like, oh man, it don't sound like what. No, the music is supposed to grow.
It's supposed to evolve, right? It gotta
evolve. And hip hop is always about like what young people and what people are feeling at that moment and what they see in their perspective. And man, the artists are bringing their perspective.
They really are.
So I'm like, I wanted to acknowledge how I feel, because people in interviews or in conversations will try to talk me into like, oh man, to say something like negative about the new generation. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm inspired by them. There's some dope stuff going on out there.
Yeah, because it's different.
Yeah,
it's not what we are used to.
Yeah, we don't want the same stuff over and over.
That's exactly how I feel. So they're giving me only 5 more minutes, so I want to talk about the school, because that's obviously so important to Chicago. And I just had Pastor Hannah in here. He's my guy. I love him.
Yes, Pastor Hannah.
Let's talk about Art in Motion.
Yeah.
He mentioned it to me, said you guys are going to start this school. What kind of programs will it offer? How is this different from just any regular school in Chicago?
Well, Art in Motion is it's a charter-free school. It's a charter school based in arts and creative arts. It's going to obviously have the academic programs that we need, but this school will have anything from mindfulness, meditation courses and learning about that, to yoga, to also learning about what it is to be a producer on a radio show,
Facts.
To learning what it is to be a director of photography on a film or a costume designer. We're looking at the curriculum as being very progressive and using different ways as far as art and just academics to teach our children and to teach them from a holistic perspective, meaning like they get the academics, but they'll get nutrition. They'll learn about nutritional eating and like learn about what is yoga and meditation and how they can use that, and just basically emotional intelligence and like developing that for our children. And just the same way you just asked me, well, how do you deal with issues when you're stressed out? I want to give those tools to the youngins and people who are more even equipped to educate them on that. We will have them there teaching them.
I'm glad.
Yeah, my thing is like, different people in the industry come to me like, yo, Common, I see you doing some stuff. Let me know how I can help. Like, I'm gonna get those Hollywood actors / directors to be coming to the school and teach a course for a week or something, just so that,
They hold so much influence. Yeah.
And not just, like I said, not just the people in front of the cameras. It'll be, like I know Ruth Carter is this costume designer who designed on Black Panther. She did she won an Oscar. She worked on Selma with us. She did Spike Lee's movies. She's willing to come teach a course. And I think
Are you teaching a course?
I got to.
You got to. I was like, I wonder if he's gonna be behind the scenes or he's really gonna be teaching a course.
I gotta teach something at some point. I have to.
My teacher is Common. I can't imagine going home and telling my mom and dad that.
Yeah, I mean that's what we want to bring. That's what we want. This school will have that.
Do you have hopes of expanding just outside of what is it, like the South Shore neighborhood?
Yeah, it's the South Shore. Yeah. It's basically not like about 8 blocks from where I grew up, so which is really incredible for me to bring to school. It means a lot to just be around there. But yeah, we definitely want to expand more around the city, and then nationally at some point. Yeah,
I think that's going to be great because you're touching on things that I'm thinking about. I didn't learn any of that until I became an adult. And you got put into situations where you had to learn it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So thank you for coming by and stopping by. I wish we had more time, but can you plug your social media, where you're going to be at this weekend so people can follow you? Yeah.
So you can get me on Twitter at Common. Get me on Instagram at Common. ThinkCommon.com is the website. And this weekend, I'm about to go to Leaders today.
Shout out Leaders.
Shout out to Leaders. Respect. I'm home, y'all. So I have a show at Ravinia with Queen Latifah tomorrow night at like I think it's starting at 6:30. Also, we doing some pop-up shops, with the Let Love collection.
Awesome.
That's going to be on. I think it's on Racine. I got to get the exact address, but go to my website or I'll tweet about it at Common. So
there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you for being so dope. Thanks for stopping by. You at the crib.
Yes, we at the crib.
Make some noise for Common.
Power 92.3 FM.